Alright guys, so it's another episode and I'm meeting my guest. Hello, welcome. Thank you. I'm actually doing a live
Yeah,
video.
so we outside.
Alright, let's walk inside. Welcome. You guys are looking so lovely. Thank you so much. Alright, so this is your seats. So you sit here. Oh my god. Wow, thank you for
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Welcome to the most controversial show in GH and beyond. This is the Kiss and Tell show with me, Evergreen Asantwa. This show is proudly brought to you by or sponsored by Kiss Condoms GH on all social media platforms and at Kiss Ghana on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed and tell a friend to tell another friend that Evergreen Asantwa. I'm right here on your screens. We are inside Pokey House, which is located at Airport Residential Area. And on this episode, we are discussing how long should it take two people to know each other before they get into marriage? Quite interesting, right? So let's delve into it. Hi, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You are so calm because, I mean, this topic is quite interesting, right? And I know there's going to be a banter and a whole lot between the two of you. So
Yeah, I'm trying to observe.
I need the energy.
I'm trying to observe the weather first,
All right, so let me give you the honor to introduce yourself to my viewers.
So I'm known by Sweet Boy. I'm a content creator, a business person, and I love business, everything fashion too as well.
Sweet boy, looking
Sweet
all
Boy.
sweet.
Thank you.
All right, lady.
Okay, so I'm Cecilia, aka WK Wines on all social media platforms. I'm an entrepreneur and a musician as well.
Wow. That's great. So since we are talking about marriage, sister, what is marriage to you?
Okay, so in my opinion, marriage is a union between two people, two matured people. It's funny how lately we see young people who decide to go into marriage unprepared.
Yeah.
Because I feel that they have to have a sense of maturity. It's not about the age. People say age doesn't matter, but then I disagree. Partially, I disagree. So I feel two matured people who consent are supposed to go into marriage.
And what do you mean by matured? Matured in what sense? If you are
Mature.
not looking at age, then what
Yeah,
else?
so maturity, my definition of maturity, you need to be tolerant. You need to know how to, how do I put it?
You have to be ready before it goes into something, because if you're
You
not
have to be
mature,
ready,
you can't
but
take
then-
decisions.
But then, when you are living with someone, you know that there are ups and downs. Even with your parents, you don't have it smoothly. Sometimes they tell you not to go somewhere, and then you are not happy about it. Okay, so these are some of the things that you are going to face in marriage, because you are going to live with someone. You might have seen the person every day, but living with the person is a different thing altogether.
Okay.
So the maturity comes in when you are able to tolerate, you are able to, a lot of things comes into play.
Now, sweet boy, let's look at, getting to know each other. What does it entail?
Yeah, to me, if I don't really get to know you, I don't bring it close to myself. So when it comes to marriage is a strong thing on its own. People go into relationships, they don't get to know each other. Maybe I see you walking on the street, or maybe driving or something, and I stop you and be like, I like you, I want to be in a relationship with you. But maybe because of my look or something, you might feel, okay, I'm good enough for you. Then we get into a relationship just that day. There'll be so many issues because we don't know ourselves. So I feel getting to know somebody very well before starting a relationship really matters. Even in schools, before the teacher starts teaching you, you'll be like, what's your name? You have to make sure he knows everybody and what you like and what you dislike. So to me, I feel you have to know the person before you even start a relationship, talking about marriage.
Asantwa, let me come in.
All right.
I disagree with him. Have you heard of love at first sight.
Yeah.
So he telling us that you meet someone and then because of what you have or your looks, the person will give you a try.
Wait, have you ever been in that situation whereby you love somebody and it's worked before? And you guys are married.
I'm talking about love at first sight here.
So love at first sight ain't at first sight. Do you understand?
So you think love at first sight doesn't work?
It doesn't work.
Are you sure?
Even when you get to know the person and you are not too deep about it, it doesn't work.
But how do you get to know each other? Because we keep hearing, and even sometimes we end up saying that, oh, I thought I knew this person. You know, you think you know someone until you live with them. So, and then until you are married, hardly do people live with people before marriage.
Asantua,
So how well can you know someone before
when I
you
meet a guy today, and I mean, it will just take a split second or probably a few minutes. But then, if I feel this guy is the one, I'll be able to.
How?
Do you know you are deceiving yourself? Wait, have you ever trained a pet before?
No.
You know, from the beginning, you'll be playing with them. But when you bring them into your house, you realize that they have different characters. They can even start tearing your documents. And a guy can look very nice. He can be so presentable. But after going into something with him, he will just walk away. So you have to know him, at least know the person. It's very important. You have to know the person.
I am trying to let you understand that your case is rare. I mean, my case is rare because there are times you meet people, certain people, you feel this person, you can connect with the person. And your case as well. I mean, it's not everyone you meet by the streets that you are going to click with, okay?
Yeah,
there are
exactly.
others you need to take time to study them.
know
But
them.
I feel there are lots of love stories, except for the ones on the telenovela where you meet someone and your stars fall down and you pick them up together. You
yeah.
understand? Yeah. So I want you to understand that my case is rare, where you can meet someone for the first time and it's just going to click.
But the question still boils down to the fact that how do
you know the
I
person?
know that I know Sweet Boy and I'm ready to enter into a marriage with Sweet Boy?
Okay, so let's put this. Every human being has a character. Do you understand? So it boils down to getting to know somebody very well. So imagine we have a first conversation. You can't tell who I am. The only thing you can say is it's a calm type. He wants to look good. He's an entertainer and everything. Okay, so spending time with the person will get you to know the person more. Because at the end of the day, why would you be dating somebody and you won't be mating often? So even long distance relationship, you realize that it's even working. Like you guys are okay, but when you meet, then you now know yourselves more because
you
are
believe in coincidences?
No, I'm coming. You see, when you meet and you guys live together for like a week in the house together, you will know the person's character. You will see the red flags. That's if you are not smart.
Disagree.
If you are smart, you will see the red
All
flags.
right, make your point.
You see, the thing is, I'm talking about this love at first sight thing. You meet someone today, and perhaps the person wouldn't want to give out his or her number out. But, you know, coincidentally, you might meet the person again, and then you feel that the connection is there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you meet the person, you see certain traits and everything. I mean, the personality of the person, and you feel you are connected to the person, but then you are not so sure of going into it, and so you decide to just give yourself some time, and then when you meet again, I understand where you're coming from, but coincidentally.
But the question she's asking, she said, how will you get
How
to
do you
know
know
if the person is...
that you are ready
that is
with this particular person?
that is what I'm saying, that when you meet the person, you would know. So me personally, if I don't give my number out to you and I meet you the second time, it's not by mistake. That is what I want you to understand. It's not by mistake, and I feel that I will want to take it a step
But
further.
has it always worked for you?
It didn't work. It didn't work. Because I've also been in such a situation. I met somebody and we started dating. We dated for 1 week and it ended.
Just 1 week.
Oh, 1 week.
That's
And the
quite
next one was
interesting.
like, you know, it was 3 days or so, because after our first conversation, we realized that the differences was too much, because she didn't like what I like
And you didn't like
and
what
I didn't
she
like what she likes. So it won't work. You understand? So that's love at first sight. You are just, it's lust. It's lust. It's not love.
I am trying to tell you.
You are lasting on the person.
I'm not.
That's why you fell in love on the first day with someone you don't know. It's last.
I told you I didn't give my number out to the
On the
person.
first
And
day.
because it didn't work out, that's why I'm trying to let you know that it does work for some people. It's rare.
Can
It
you
doesn't-
mention a name?
Please,
Don't mind me.
that's not allowed. But can one put a timeline on getting to know each other? Must there be a specific timeline to get to know?
You know, lately, people get married within getting to know each other within months or probably a year. Before, some people study each other more than 2 years and whatsoever.
Yeah.
I feel there is no set date or set time for two people or two partners to get themselves ready for marriage. Lately, you go on social media and then you see some of your mates or your friends flaunting their diamond ring because they are being engaged.
Yeah.
And then you are still in a 2-year relationship, entering your 3rd year, and you don't know where it's heading towards. Sometimes I also feel that until the question pops up, we feel that it's the men who are supposed to go on their knees, you know, with the ring and all that. So what if the guy doesn't do that? You, the lady, you also have a right to find out.
Yeah, you can.
Do you have something to say?
Oh no, to me, most of the time when we propose to a girl we like and we're already friends, they'll still tell you that I'm giving you a period of 2 months, 2 weeks to think about it. I don't know why they always do that, because we try our best to make things work.
But
For us
those
to get
things
to-
still exist.
I think so, because
I'll think about it. I'll think
yeah,
about
last year, the lady kept thinking about it, and the year ended, and I haven't gotten any results.
it. Oh wow.
It still happens.
And
But
you
I
said
feel
you are
like
studying here.
if someone
I'm
is
not
still
studying,
thinking
she's
about it, it
studying.
means they don't like you.
So
Because
that
how long should it take for you to? Anyways.
so she didn't like
That was
me. She
just
was
by
just
the
wasting my time.
Okay.
Oh.
So I feel that for marriage, there's no set date. As in, it should be 6 months, it should be a year, it should be. Some people go as far as 6 years, and they are still not married,
No.
hoping that the guy is going to go. So why do you guys take long? You are saying we have to think about the fact that we need to be ready to answer that question.
Okay.
So why do you also?
So you know what? Let's even put the fact that ladies or men delay in terms of response when you are being proposed to. Let's look at she has responded or he has responded. You are together. You are dating. Is there a timeline to it? That we are getting to know each other for, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years before we enter into a relationship.
Well, this one is depending on the couples. You understand? Maybe they've already settled their differences and they've agreed. So with that one, I don't think there should be a timeline.
Okay.
Once the money and everything is ready, the guy needs to marry her, because women are so precious. You don't keep them for long. Because I know so many relationships, they will date for 6 years, 5 years, and they don't get married. And someone of just a year, they will get married. Even some 2 months, 3 months, they get married. So I don't think there should be a timeline. It's just a matter of being understanding. You need to understand yourself, know your differences, what I like, what you don't like, then agree. So it's all about agreement. It's not about the time and all that. So
So,
Well, I think I agree with him. I mean, you need to be financially capable, and you should also make sure you think about certain things. I mean, how many babies are you going to have? Are the jobs you are doing going to help you support, your family as you are growing and all that? You need to put all those things into considerations. So I think I agree with him.
okay. So, do you ever get to know someone?
I do sometimes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I do.
And how do you know someone?
Okay, so personally, I'm a mood swing type of a lady. When I'm in my giddy giddy or my happy mood, sometimes I come out first to do the introduction. So I'm going to use today as an instance. So I was in a cab, a taxi, and then a guy joined me. It was raining. I didn't have my umbrella, and I was just trying to use my tissue all around me. So I think the guy noticed there were some pieces of tissues around me, and then he tried taking them off my skin. And then I thanked him, and then I asked him the location to this place. While we're talking, you could see he wanted to get to know me, and I also wanted to get to know him. So we started talking, and unlike other days where I am really not in the mood, if you try asking me, okay, so where are you going to? What is your name? I wouldn't even listen. I wouldn't even talk to you. I wouldn't even give you the face. You understand? So, yeah.
So that was how you got to know someone.
If I want to get to know someone, it depends on my mood. That is what I mean.
Okay, sweet boy. Do you ever get to know someone?
Yeah, I get to know people every day because I meet a lot of people every day. So when it comes to personal relationship, I think it depends on the mood and the vibe. Then I'll get to know you. But personally, it's very difficult. But I just flow with the vibe.
Okay, but we spoke about love at first sight, right? You think marriage at first sight is also a thing?
Marriage at first sight. Explain further.
You know, we believe in, or some of us believe in love at first sight, just like you do. Do you ever think that you can meet someone, since it's love at first sight, you decide, oh, I think we know ourselves and we are ready, and then you are getting into marriage?
Sure. Why then do our forefathers, or probably our mothers in their time, they were giving out for marriage? True or false? So they didn't know the men, but they were giving out, hoping that you are going to build that relationship with that gentleman or the man. With time, you get to know. That's what I was talking about, the fact that you need to live with someone to get to know them. But sometimes it's just the first day you're able to tell, and probably the person has a low sense of humor, the person, has anger issues, those petty things. So I feel that if the spark is there and you meet the person and then you are willing to go into the marriage, you can. If you go into the marriage, the only thing you have to do is to make sure you are able to tolerate. As I said, it's all about maturity. So even if the guy is not so good with you, you have to calm down and then try to be always, let me say, a fool to make the marriage work.
All right.
Yeah.
So, sweet boy, what happens when you realize that you don't know your partner that you are planning or actually preparing to get married to?
Okay, this question. What happens
if you realize that the girl or the lady that you've been courting, it's not actually the girl you knew or the girl you thought you knew, but this is a situation where you are preparing to actually marry this girl?
Hey, then it's a big problem because why would I even make that mistake? To me, before I even get married to you, I have to know you. I have to know your family members, know your character, know where you're coming from. But if it comes out to be in a way that I didn't really get to know you more and I've prepared everything.
It's not
I have
about.
to.
It's not about.
Wait, I'm coming.
You didn't get to know her. What changed? Why
What
did the lady change?
what
Did you find out some of
She
the
didn't
things?
change. Maybe she was pretending. You know, some ladies pretend. Maybe she was
So
pretending.
when you are studying the person, how do you know the person is
Pretending or
the
not?
person is pretending or not?
Do you know who a witch is? A witch can pretend. Maybe she will pretend and wait on the day of the marriage, or maybe after marriage you get to know who she is. You know, there are some ladies when you in a relationship with them, they'll pretend. Oh, I'm holy. I'm a Rosemary. I'm this. I'm that. Then when you get married to them, they'll show you their different sides. So if it happens like that, I'll divorce because depression
Have
is
you ever
real.
had such an experience?
To marry, sorry.
Not necessarily marriage. Have you ever
Relationship.
been in a situation like that in terms
Yes.
of relationship?
3 years ago,
I see.
I thought she was the type of girl I wanted, and she was everything. She was always there for me. So when I put my heart inside, my pigeon is coming out because when I think about it, the pain in my heart is coming out.
Oh, wow.
So I thought she was the type of girl I was going to cope with, but I think I introduced her to my parents, my friends, everywhere on social media and everything. And she started showing me shaggy. When I call her, she'll say I call too much. Anything I want to do with her is not working. Like I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I was stressed.
Did you ask what the problem was?
No problem.
Why would you keep pushing?
She was,
when you
but
don't
she
know
later
the
on came to
root?
beg me. So if there was a problem, she come and beg me. There was no problem. It's just that thing called love. Love, people change. That's why they said before you go into a relationship, get to know the person very well. Don't put your heart inside. Put
So you
one
got to know
one
the
third of
person,
your heart, or that you will
You
die.
got to know the person, yet the person began to change.
Haven't you broke someone's heart before?
I don't.
But
They rather break my heart. And it's all boils down to the cheating.
I never cheated.
Well, I'm talking in my case. You understand? So if you really study the person, you can study the person for 2 good years. And just like you said, if the person is pretending, you would know. But then if the person is not pretending and she wants to know, why does the person change?
Women are women. Women change. The way you said you have mood
I feel
swing.
that
Maybe I don't like your
I
mood
feel
swing.
that in a relationship, when you come out of a relationship and it doesn't work, or you are looking for a relationship that is going to marriage and it doesn't work, when you come out of it, you are supposed to ask, what did I do wrong? What are some of the things that you think I could have done better to improve in your next relationship? But we always feel that I'm the right person. Probably if you go and ask her, she will also feel that she didn't do anything
No, but
wrong.
I'm saying that she came to beg, so she realized that I was the right person, so she was misbehaving.
You
Do you
were the right
understand?
person.
So women, that's what I'm saying. You said you have mood swings, so maybe a mood swing wasn't matching with mine because I'm a very reserved type. Do you understand? I watch you and I vibe with you. So if I'm giving you that same energy and we started with the same energy, but it gets to a point, you start changing. And I asked you, why did you change? And you were like, oh, job is stressing me, this is stressing me. So women are women. Do you understand?
So
women,
you
they
didn't
can
really
love you
get
and still
to know
change.
each other very well from the.
That's what I'm saying. It was
from-
love at first sight.
from the
It was a
knowing me-
mistake. I didn't get to know her more, but I
Oh.
know her surface, like the gift, the visiting, and all that. But when we got close, and she was showing me different colors, like a lion. She was just trying to kill me, and then
All right, so let's
I don't.
let's
You're
leave
making
it
me
before
emotional now.
Sweet boy comes in and there's tears all over the place.
Yeah, you have to get me
Have
tissue.
you ever had such an experience before? Being in a relationship with someone and realizing that this is not the person that I thought I knew.
I came out of one recently, and I very so much loved him, adored him. I'll literally say I was obsessed. I'm the type, I love tall guys because of my height. I'm not too sure, but then I love tall guys. And this guy is everything. I mean, the first day that I met him, I think the second time also, I noticed he was just enough. I didn't care about his flaws. I was ready to build something with him and then understand him despite whatever that will come our way. But it just wasn't working.
But don't you think that, since we are talking about getting to know each other, don't you think it was because you were so obsessed with this person and you thought,
You rushed.
yeah, he is the one. So you saw the red flags, but you ignored because you were so obsessed.
Exactly.
No, so something about me is, if I'm obsessed with you, I wouldn't do it for you to see. All that I want you to see from my side is me showing you the love, giving you the respect, and then the basic things. I used to go on weekends to cook for him, to do the laundry, and then other things, just for him to know how much I was putting in
Wife
into the
material.
relationship.
Exactly.
Exactly.
90 yard.
Yeah, so then he wasn't seeing how obsessed I was, but from afar I was. And when I noticed he was changing, people always say there's no better relationship out there. We don't know who the next person is also going to be. So I wanted to still work on this one. And no matter how I tried, it still wasn't working. I think he was hiding things from me.
So then again, it means I don't disagree with the first point you made.
And even
Because
with
it
my
means
same
that
points,
you didn't get to know this guy.
it's the same thing. With my
No,
points, it's the
what-
same
what-
thing.
What I wanted
And
to
we are talking about getting to know someone before you enter into marriage with this person. How well do you know this person? And how long must it take?
No, the thing is, he knew he was hiding it from me, and I knew it.
Okay.
And when I asked him, he wasn't denying. Do you understand? And he wasn't ready to stop. From the look of things, he wasn't ready to. And for men, they are really difficult. There is no way a woman can change a man. It's just rarely. But do you have anything to say?
No, I'm
You
listening
please
to you.
finish me.
So since I couldn't change him, I felt he was going to change with time. probably with the love and affection, because I just didn't want to put in too much. This guy had his own car. He was working for the government. I mean, he earns good pay and everything. And so I wouldn't, dictate to him what he has to do and what not to do. So I just had to have patience because it's a relationship, and I wanted it to go somewhere. So when he was hiding, when I asked him, he doesn't deny. You understand? So I had to advise myself, not because I didn't really study him, or I did study him, but I felt that he wasn't ready to change, so I had to opt out.
So in this case, do you think that there's no particular time to get to know each other?
Yes. So this particular guy, aside the fact that he was hiding things from me, if I could deal with it, if I felt probably I could deal with it for so many years till he finally puts the ring on my finger, I would still go with him. Other people might not wait. Other people think that within 2 or 3 months, if the guy is serious, he should tell you that, babe, I want us to settle down. And then you have to go with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't really agree with him saying the lady has to think
It's my
about
past.
it. If you really
past.
study the lady, you shouldn't think of the lady giving you that excuse. I have to think about it. Perhaps she's an entrepreneur and she's doing some side businesses. She wouldn't have time to deal with the relationship as well. Probably getting into marriage anytime soon because she has other things to establish. You understand? Yeah.
But looking at our current generation, do you think that taking a particular time, or having a timeline on getting to know each other doesn't really work for people these days?
It works.
Or let me put it this way. You think it works?
It works.
So earlier you said that you don't think there's a particular timeline.
No, I mean to marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So you mean that if you want to get to know someone before you enter into marriage, there's a particular timeline?
yeah, there should be a
So
particular
can you tell
timeline.
me this particular timeline you're talking about?
So, depending on the season you met the person. So
Okay.
it can be like 6 months or 3 months. That's if you are dating already, because relationship is different from marriage. You can use a date to start dating somebody and you guys are okay. Sorry, but you can't use a date to marry somebody. So I think the period of 6 months, it's okay and it's enough for you to know somebody, or 1 year. And even with that, you have to be meeting the person always, because you can't be always a phone conversation and always like, baby, let's go out and all that. At least spend quality time with the person. So with that 6 months, it's okay. It's okay.
I want to chip in
So
something.
you think 6 months is enough to get to know someone
Yeah, 6
before
months
marriage?
is enough. People use 1 month, but I feel 6 months is enough.
So
Or
why
even
are
3.
you not married?
Why am I not married? But I'm talking to someone. I'm with someone.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but I'll get married soon. Watch
It's
out.
not. It hasn't been 6 months yet,
Eh,
or because you are not prepared.
this one is private
Oh,
matter.
okay. I feel you.
So,
Alright.
adding up to what he said concerning the seasonal thing, during the pandemic, COVID, there were a lot of people who used that opportunity to get married because they
Married,
felt a lot of
They were
businesses.
spending more time
Yes.
with their person.
No, not in terms of spending more time.
Oh, okay.
They felt that
People
they
won't show
wouldn't
up.
people wouldn't show up because of the expenses that will come, in how do you put it? The marriage
The
ceremony
planning, yeah.
and then everything. So he is talking about 6 months, but I feel that there is no particular time. You should know how ready you are. Okay, you are a matured lady. You think you can be able to tolerate whoever that comes your way. You can deal with whoever that comes your way, and you are ready for the marriage. You should just go with it. You shouldn't think about a month.
That's
You shouldn't
a big
think about
mistake.
6 months. You shouldn't think about 2 or more years. Besides, ladies, we always say we are flowers because as day in, day out, we are growing, and then a lot of things in us begins to change. So we don't have a specific time to wait on a man when there are people say there are thousands of fishes in the sea. Why then would you keep waiting on one particular man when there
So
are others?
can you sorry to ask, but can you propose to a man yourself? Can you propose to tell a man that I
Why-
like you?
why
Let's
is it-
date.
Why is it that a lot of people have that perception that a lady has to be proposed to by the man, and not when the lady also feels? I mean, do you also believe there are ladies who help their man to marry them? How do you also explain that? Yeah, so it's sideways. Lately, I realized on social media, when a guy is proposing and he doesn't kneel, then the lady is not going to accept. They feel that the guy has to kneel.
But he has to kneel down.
What?
He has to be more romantic because at the end of the day, it's love. Love is a beautiful thing.
So as a lady,
guy
if
needs
a,
to
if
be-
a, if a, la- if a guy, your 1 year, 2 years old fiance is proposing to you and he's standing or he's sitting, means you are not going to accept the
It's
ring.
not romantic. He needs to kneel down. He needs to be a very perfect gentleman and kneel down.
There are so
Imagine
many-
your guy
there are so
standing
many
and
ways of
proposing to
showing
you.
romance.
How would you feel? Like, baby,
But-
will you marry me? I'm standing. You know, it's not romantic.
But
Go
so you
down.
know, you raised the point, and I want to ask you a question in regards to that. You said women end up helping, some women end up helping or supporting their partner in terms of marriage. So do you think that is also always the case? Because I feel like in the process of courting, getting to know each other, you know your partner so well. So if you think that you are not prepared or your partner is not financially stable, why then get married?
So this is a very good question, and coming back to the love at first sight thing. So there's this lady from a rich home, and there's this guy who is probably a plumber, okay, and they fall in love, and you know the lady's family wants to marry her to a rich guy who is probably who is from overseas, and the lady is objecting to the fact that it's this plumber she wants to get married to because he has got everything that she wants in a man. Probably the girl is also doing her own business, and then aside her family's money, she's also making it on her own. And so with that, if she decides to leave her family, some people marry without the consent of their families. So if she decides to marry without the consent of her family, she'll still be able to raise her family. And you see, marriage, like I said, is for matured people, and it's an institution. When you get married, it's not just the two of you. You invite God. God is the center
Wait, you
of
made
your
a statement
marriage.
that if the man is not financially stable, right? So what will you do at that point? Are you going to sponsor the marriage, or you will sponsor the
that
marriage?
is the question that
So
she's,
what I'm-
she's
what I'm-
trying to
what I'm
answer.
actually-
That's what she's trying to answer.
Yes.
Oh,
What
okay.
I'm actually driving
Because-
at here is that, you love the man, and that's, I decide to even buy you a car. Then you will drive me, making it look as if the car
Is-
belongs to you.
So you are getting married to the man, rather.
I'm not saying I'm getting married to the man.
I think, let me help Siso here. I think what she's trying to say
Cecilia,
is,
okay.
what she's trying to say is,
Yeah.
you fall in love with someone and your partner is not financially stable, but because you know you love each other and you know this person so well, you can equally help or support your partner in terms of marriage. That is if you think you are ready.
But
That's
wait,
if I'm
no,
right.
wait,
But
you're calling
I
it,
got
you're
that
calling
right.
it
Tell
help.
me,
But when you get
if-
married,
if
the
the
woman
guy-
will say she married the man.
Is
The
it
man didn't marry
always?
her.
Is it always that the guy has to be good, like having the money and everything before marriage? It shouldn't be that way. The lady helps the man also helps the lady.
But the
So
woman
take
will
it
get
this way.
married to you and tell
Take
you
it this
that
way. In
I
the
helped
marriage,
you go
anything
married.
happens. There are a lot of people who go into marriage. They are wealthy, and then due to ups and downs or the twists and turns of life, anything happens. Maybe there's an accident. Maybe there's a fire outbreak at the man's workplace. He loses everything, and the lady is equally working. She's the one going to support the home. Are you going to say that because my lady is earning more than me, or because my job has collapsed, I still have to find a way of getting money to support my family? I'm not going to take any money
That's
from
a
the lady.
different case, my
It's
dear. When
still
it
the
comes to
same.
marriage, no matter what, the man needs to be the one to get married to the woman, not the
So how
woman
long?
sponsoring the
How
marriage.
long are you going to? So okay,
No, I'm
I am
com-
from a rich family.
You are
and
from
then
a- so when you marry the
my
man, you
dad
want-
is
you-
taking
you
30
bully him.
cows.
You
My
bully
dad
the
is
man.
taking 30 cows.
You will tell the man that I
and,
married you, you didn't marry me. The man can't control you anymore. So me,
So
me,
you know,
that's a man.
all these back and forth boils down to the big question: how long should it take two people to get to know each other before they get into marriage? Because getting to know each other is a whole lot of process and a journey on its own. Getting to marriage or entering into marriage is also another different journey, like people say. I mean, so if you have all this period or all this time to get to know each other, and you feel like you know each other but you're still not ready, or your partner can't help you get into the marriage, then how well do you know that your partner?
So like I was saying
So you
before,
let's even look at the picture in a very simple way. How long should it take two people to date, relationship, before you think of, oh, I can support my partner to get married to me? Oh yeah, my partner is actually ready to support me or get married to me.
I believe as long as they are ready. So like I said, I don't know how long a poor guy is going to take to make it in life before coming to marry me. And I can't sit for that long to be able to get all the marriage materials or expenses or whatever he has to gain to come and marry me. And so if I feel he's the right person for me, I've studied him enough, and I feel we can be together. You should know that, like you said, people change. So you know that this person is not going to change anytime, or this person is being real with me. You marry the person, you help build the person up, and then as time goes on, the person is going to be grateful for how far you've brought or developed. I mean, you shouldn't also be going about making it look like I was the one who made my husband this way, I was the one who did this. So you study the person, you feel I can help my man to get to this point, and I am going to be under him, making it look as if he has everything. Yeah. So it doesn't have any timeline, as in 6 months, even if it's 2 months and you feel this is the right guy. And like I said, it's all about maturity. You are staying with a guy, you feel you can withstand any pressure or anything that life throws at both of you, then I think you are good to go for the marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet boy.
Yeah, I support it. Like, just getting to know yourself very well.
For the very first time, you agree with her?
Yeah, I have to agree with her, because this one, it was very clear and it's perfect. It depends on understanding yourself. The time doesn't matter, the duration doesn't matter. Once I get to know you, we understand ourselves, we know our differences, we know where to start from, we know where to go, we know where to sit, there's no time. Let's go on with the marriage. Marriage is a very beautiful thing.
All right, so Cecil, let's wrap up. Your advice on this topic to my viewers. Then you can add your social media handles or where we can find you.
All right, so thank you so much. What I want to tell my colleagues and young folks out there, please, if you are 22, 25, there's no need for you to rush into marriage because you feel the guy has it all. And it will surprise you that there are some youngsters who are intellectually matured, better than some much older people who are like 35, 40, because they act so childish and they are always having issues with their partners. So except for those kind of people that I put them in brackets, if you are young, I feel you should still take time and then get to establish yourself, get to a point where you feel you are okay. Make sure you go through life, let the life, I mean, it's like a school. Life is like a school. You don't just pass through the school. There are so many activities that come through. So you go through the school, let the school also go through you. And then when you get to a certain point, you feel I am good enough. And then the guy is ready. You can just take it on. And don't. I feel that you are not supposed to give yourself 6 months, 2 years, because some people are going 6 months. You also want to give yourself that 6 months. If you think it's 2 months and then you are good to go, you should.
All right, sweet bro.
So everyone watching me right now, please never rush in for marriage. Take your time. Try going through YouTube and the internet to learn more about marriage itself. Take your time and study and know who you're dating before you get into a relationship or into a marriage with anybody. And forget about the time. Just get to know the person very well. Be focused.
All right, thank you so much for joining me. I mean, this was quite interesting. And to you, my viewers out there, how long should it take two people, in fact, you and your partner, before you enter into marriage? How long should it take you and your partner to know each other before you get into marriage? Let me know your views and your opinions on this particular question in the comment section, because I'm always eager to know what's on your mind. And thank you so much for always tuning in, watching us, sharing your views and your opinions with us. This was the Kiss and Tell show with me, Evergreen Asantwa. Tina did my beautiful makeup. The show took place at Porky House inside Airport's residential area. And remember that Kiss Condom is for people who are sexually active. If you can't abstain, then you have to be protected with Kiss Condom, of course. Thank you for joining me.
Are you listening? Damn.